Hello everybody, we're doing this again. We're currently parked somewhere. I just drove to the garden center. Figured I would take a quiet spot here where there aren't too many other people parking because we're kind of far away from the door, so I don't expect people to park right beside me and start staring at me because I'm talking to my phone. So that's always good. Anyway, so last time I was talking about Evergrande and the whole situation in the Chinese real estate market. Apparently yesterday evening, the 22nd, yesterday evening I learned of the news, but yesterday during the day they wired some money to one of their debtors, I believe. And I don't know if they're going to be able to make the next payment and stuff like that. So at least for Evergrande's concerned, where they are concerned, the execution date has been pushed forward. I don't think they can keep doing this because it looks as though the Chinese government is like, you know what, just go ahead and default because we're not going to save you. So if they can continue to scrape money from somewhere, borrow from somebody, whoever that might be, I don't know, because they didn't have any money a moment ago, but then suddenly they were able to wire something, so that's great. Anyway, so whoever, if they can keep giving money or getting money to keep the company afloat, then that is going to keep them up. But there are plenty of other real estate companies in China that are also doing very badly. There's Fantasia, like I said last time. There's also a Cinex, and there's some other ones. Basically, the whole real estate market in China is based on borrowing money, and now they really can't do that anymore because they are unable to make their payments on what they call coupons, I believe, or bond payments, whatever you want to call them. So this can only go for so long. And like I said, the Chinese government doesn't want to support them because they just don't want to. I guess they want the market to work out the way it will. If somebody doesn't have enough money, then they're just going to crash, which, you know, to be fair, is not a bad idea. It's just that it's attached to some very big companies right now where a whole lot of people have their money invested and they might not ever get it back. Sorry. And that's a big problem. Anyway, so other than that, things are pretty much the same as last week. Nothing much has changed. Personally, I went to a homeowners meeting last Thursday, and we have a apartment building that was built around 1985. So it's going to start needing some maintenance. But unfortunately, it's one of those apartment buildings where people only tend to live like 2 or 3 years and then they move on to something else. That's the idea. So most of them don't really care too much about the building itself and the maintenance. They're just like, I don't really want the monthly expenses to rise because I'll be out of here soon anyway, so what do I care? But if everybody has that attitude, then eventually we're going to have a lot of maintenance that needs to be done, and there's no money for it because we haven't saved up for it. So a lot of people that are part of the homeowner association are complaining about the administration office that is on top of all of it, like keeping a track of our expenses and our insurance and stuff like that. Most homeowner associations in the Netherlands have one of those, an administration office that does that for them, because mostly the people themselves don't really know how to do that, can't be bothered. So they're complaining about that administration office as though the people there are responsible for the prices of lumber and stuff like that. I don't know why, because the idea was that there was going to be a plan for multi-year maintenance. So in other words, for the next 10 years, we've got a plan which basically consists of a number of budgets. So they have a budget for, I don't know, maintaining the roof. They have a budget for the doors, for painting, that type of thing. And there's a bunch of people in the homeowner association, wow, what a word, homeowner association, that don't understand what a budget is. And they think that if it says we're going to budget 3,000 euros for paint jobs, that they think that it's going to cost 3,000 euros. And that's not the case, because the budget is just the limits within you are willing to spend money on that thing. So say that they budget 3,000 for the paint job for the next 10 years and they end up spending 2,500 or something, then that's 500 that you can spend on something else, you know, like that's the thing. And in order to save up for that, the monthly expenses had to go up. Now initially they did increase the price fairly steeply. We were supposed to pay another extra 50 on top of the 105 that we're currently paying. The lights are on. Anyway, so that's not a good thing. So yeah, that was quite steep, but if you look at it, like I said, the buildings from 1985 are going to probably see a lot of maintenance needed in the next 10 years. Maybe you want to ramp up the cost a little bit, like slower, but eventually you're going to be on that level because it needs that much maintenance eventually. There's some cracks in the wall somewhere. Some people are concerned about other people's balconies that are like above them that are showing some interesting signs of decay. So the people that are like going, oh, it's so much money, can't we just get another office because they're probably cheaper, they don't get it, because eventually that type of attitude is going to lead to stuff just falling apart. And it could be a door that's just not working anymore. It could also be a balcony that comes falling off the building. So pick your poison, whichever you like, I suppose. But so I'm a little bit annoyed with them because they don't want to spend any money, but there are other people who do live there for quite some time because we're just like, okay, we're satisfied here and we want to just stay. And they tend to be quieter and a little bit more reserved, so then the loud ones have it. So if you are in a homeowners association and you find that you have one of those in a group that doesn't know anything but likes to proclaim it the loudest, try to at least temper their enthusiasm a little bit, because low expenses might mean less, or at least more money for you in the bank at the end of every month. But if you have to have your roof replaced and there's no money, then eventually you're going to end up in a lot of debt. So then it would have been better if you just spend a little bit of extra money on that beforehand. So there's that. What else did I want to say about that? Nothing much really. Okay, well, fine. That's the homeowners association part then. Oh yeah, there's one other thing I wanted to say about that, because we're currently at 105 a month and we're going to move up now to 120 because they were super upset with the 150. And that's actually not even that much, because I used to live in an apartment downtown and that was 160, 170 a month, and we saw very little maintenance, if anything at all. And actually, well, there was maintenance being done, but people just don't see it, and that's the whole problem. If you don't see it happening, then you think nothing happens, and they're very much focused on things that are visible. Like one of the main things that he was upset about was the fact that the balconies have these wooden walls, like edges, so to speak, in between a metal framework, and they haven't been painted in ages because they were placed there in 1985 and then they were never maintained. So there are a lot of things that look a little bit old, a little bit dated. The sun has been shining on it, so that's kind of a thing. But they would rather see that replaced than have all of the I don't know, doors checked, the balconies, the walls that need to be replaced. You don't necessarily see that, particularly if it's not on your side of the building. But it is important that that needs to be maintained. But they're very focused on visual aspects, like this looks shitty, that looks shitty, I need that replaced. Yeah, but there's also this thing that we have that's like a big issue with, I don't know, some type of pipeline that might be clogged. We need to do that first. Yeah, but I can't see that, so that doesn't count as maintenance according to this guy. So that is that story. Anything else going on? Yeah, I was gonna carve a pumpkin today, wanted to film that, but I figured that would take way too long to upload that today, so I probably will film it but then upload it some other day. Maybe I'll upload it next Saturday when it's kind of closer to Halloween. So if you watch the video then and it's already been Halloween and wondering why I'm still carving a pumpkin, it's because I carved it before Halloween and uploaded the video after. So there's that. Now I'm going to go into the garden center. Hope you're having a great Saturday, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.